guy is easily the greatest hero in sports history, and his story has nothing to do with a game or a last-second shot. It has everything to do with what happened 24 years ago today. For those of you who don't know one of the greatest stories of all time, this guy right here is Wells Crowther. Growing up in Nyack, New York, Wells was defined by two things: family in sports. When Wells was 6 years old, his father gave him one handkerchief and one bandana. The handkerchief was for show, but the bandana was meant to blow his nose. But Wells loved this bandana that his dad gave him so much that it became his signature. He was wearing it everywhere. And as Wells continued to grow up, you could find him in either one of two places, one being the lacrosse field, or two at the firehouse. But after high school, Wells decided that he's going to go to Boston College and study economics and also play lacrosse, where still, every single game he played, he would wear that red bandana under his helmet. Fast forward to when Wells was 24 years old, he decided to move to Manhattan and work as an equities trader in the South Tower of the World Trade Center. And on the morning of September 11th, 2001, Wells was working on the 104th floor of that tower. And at that moment, Wells was no longer an equities trader. Wells, the leader, the captain, the lacrosse player, the firefighter, kicked in. So Wells grabs this red bandana that he always had on him, ties it over his face so he can breathe, and gets to work. And during this chaotic time, Wells had one mission: save as many people as possible. Wells had managed to find one of the only working stairways in the entire building and made his way down to the 78th floor. He became a leader and told all the survivors, "Everyone who can stand, stand now. If you can help others, do so." And then Wells proceeded to carry people downstairs and lead them all to safety down 17 flights. And after leading all of these survivors to safety, Wells didn't try to just save himself. He dropped these people off and turned around and went back up, back in the fire at least 2 more times to save as many people as possible. And unfortunately, when the tower collapsed, Wells lost his life. For 6 months, his family mourned the loss of him, not knowing what happened to him, just knowing that he was gone. Until one day his mother was reading the newspaper and she kept seeing the same story of all these survivors describing this heroic man in a red bandana. And she knew immediately that that man in the red bandana was her son. And on that terrible day 24 years ago, Wells saved at least 18 people's lives. And now every year, Boston College honors Wells for the hero that he was with the red bandana game. Fans, players, coaches, everyone at the stadium dresses up in the bandana print to honor the hero that Wells was, including these uniforms that Boston College wears every single year. So with all the hatred and the violence that happened 24 years ago today and what's happening recently in our country, we need more people like Wells. Wells is the embodiment of love, compassion, and sacrifice, and more people need to be like that.
You know, with everything going on, 9/11 really didn't get its just due for the first time that I can remember. And I just wanted to say that I hope everyone who was impacted by 9/11 still to this day, and all those that have perished since because of carcinogens, just know we're thinking about you.